Happy October 25th, 2019. And for those of you that have followed me around for as long as you have, you know today is a very special day on my calendar and in my heart, because today is the day I created this channel right here, Edge0626, and thus my YouTube career was born. And I want to say, if you're still here after all those 8 years, big ups to you. I greatly appreciate you staying. If you're relatively new here in the last year or two, thank you for being here. I appreciate it a lot. And I'm just really happy today, man. And the joy I feel should also be expressed through this gameplay, because these two gameplays I got here today, let me describe you these gameplays. This first gameplay here is Battlefield 1, and I got the Sentry suit on Ballroom Blitz, which Ballroom Blitz is one of my least favorite maps in the game. But getting this Sentry suit, I said to myself, ah, fuck, I'm dead in probably a few minutes. What happened next was 5 minutes of not just sheer survival, but also sheer badassery. Like, ultimate badassery, dude. I was one-man armying the fuck out of the enemy team once we got to the B flag, and I was having a pretty shitty game up to this point, and getting this suit rose my, not only my KD, rose my score up exponentially. And it's just such a dope gameplay, and just watching how I survived. And I couldn't have done it without my buddy Hollow. So, Hollow, if you happen to watch this, know that you helped make this 8-year anniversary video what it is today. Shout out to you, big homie. And you know, I think about being on YouTube for 8 years, and I say to myself, holy shit, dude, I couldn't have done this without one very important person. A person I haven't really spoken to as much as I would like to. We just, you know how sometimes you just fall out of touch with someone. You know, it's not either one of yours fault, it's just that you're busy, or one person, you don't have someone's number, or one person just, you know, gets busy, can't keep track anymore, that sort of thing. I want to give a shout out to an old buddy of mine who goes by the name of Beetle, and that was our nickname for him back on the Wii days in Call of Duty. You know, he was a good friend of mine. He and myself, and my buddy Adrian, who you guys have seen periodically, Shadow, as some of you may also know him as, we formed a really tight-knit group of gamers back in 2010, 2011 on Wii, Black Ops 1, and Modern Warfare 3 and shit. And we had a great friendship. And and Noah Beetle was one of these guys, and he told me so much about him doing YouTube, how he got his gameplays. You know, he recorded his gameplays on like a little flip camera that he would just, you know, upload to YouTube. And you know, nowadays that's like a cardinal sin in YouTube land, but back in the day that you use what you had, and a lot of, you know, videos got popular off sort of shit like that. Not gaming, I don't know about gaming in particular, but like videos in general got popular because of stuff like flip cameras and shit. So we figured, why not use gameplay? And Noah was, I made my first ever video I did with an old buddy of mine named David, aka Oreo Man, and we talked about our YouTube influences. And I'm not sure if I ever mentioned Noah's name, but if it's because of him that I've been on this platform for 8 years, giving you guys great fucking gameplays like this, as well as the gameplay you're about to watch coming up soon as well, with Modern Warfare Remastered, an absolutely fucking fantastic gameplay that I was really proud of. And the second I recorded it, I said to myself, this is the 8-year anniversary video. This is the anniversary video. And this Battlefield 1 clip is actually, side note, this Battlefield 1 clip is actually relatively recent. I'd say in the last 2-3 months I got this gameplay. And the second I got this, I said to myself, a 7.5 minute video for Modern Warfare isn't going to cut what I have to say. So I had to add this. The second I recorded it, the second this gameplay happened, my first thought was, this has to be part of the anniversary video. No other way around it. So, once again, Noah, if you're watching, I'll send this to you. I have you on Facebook. I'm not sure if you use it anymore, but I'll send this to you, and this is my thank you to you. I may not have been able to keep as touch as I would like, but I hope you're doing good, buddy. Thanks for thanks for inspiring me to do this shit that you're watching me do right now, man. Because it really does mean a lot to me personally. You know, I always say how I'm not the biggest guy on YouTube. I probably never will be. I mean, I'm never gonna be PewDiePie. I'm never gonna be bigger COD channels or bigger 2K channels, any of that shit. And despite some videos maybe not getting the views I want them to get, I still make videos as consistently as I do. Why? Some of you may wonder why. Like, why do you put yourself through all this stuff to get gameplay, make videos about topics, sometimes topics that don't resonate with a general audience, more of like a niche audience? And I do it because I love it. I love doing YouTube because it allowed me, well, it's fun. For one thing, it's fun. When YouTube stops being fun for me, that's when I basically decide to leave. But I'm having more fun now than I ever have, you know, getting gameplays and talking about shit, you know. Some of my best videos this year have been about stuff that I'm passionate about. As ridiculous as it is, the fucking Heroes vs. Villains gameplay, which is the biggest video I've ever had on this channel. Got the most views, most engagement, whether it's likes, dislikes, comments, because it was such a big discussion in the Star Wars Battlefront community where you couldn't help but like be angry or happy about the change, and I was one of the people that was very angry, and I was expressing that the only way I know how, and that's by ranting and being pissed off. I'm a very emotional person, as you guys can tell, and it caught on. It could have been bigger, yes, but it still caught on, and I was very happy with how it went. I'm just really, but I loved it. Despite how upset I was recording the video and trying to get the gameplay because it was absolute shit, I still had fun making the video because I know the video was going to catch on in some way, shape, or form. It's not 1 million views. It's about 500 and something right now, but you know what? I don't really give a shit because I loved that video. I'm proud of that video. I stand by what I said, and that's all that matters in the end. I did what I love. And if you guys watched my anniversary video last year, doing what I love allowed me to expand, for lack of better terms, expand into a different medium altogether, and that's radio. Some people may think radio's on its way out in terms of a, you know, medium, but it turns out radio still has a very, very prevalent, what's the word I'm looking for? A presence. It still has a good presence in the media, the multimedia community. You know, where's the first place you go to when you want to check traffic? You check the radio or the weather, you know? No other medium's going to tell you what roads to take and what not to take and what's backed up and what isn't backed up. And that's, you know, I'm talking traffic and shit. That's a completely different thing that I don't give a fuck about. But radio for me, like, I love being able, especially when I did my show in college, I was really able to talk about stuff I cared about. I talked about sometimes I talk about topics that were touchy. Sometimes I would talk about topics that only I cared about and probably the general public didn't, but that's the whole point of college radio, is to figure out what works and what doesn't work so that you can do it in the future. And of course, another thing that didn't work out for me was, or that won't ever work out in a regular radio format, is the mixture of rock, metal, and hip-hop. No one else in radio is doing that shit. Why? Because it would never work. But it works for me in college radio because it just does. I'm one of the few people in this world that I know of that actually pulls that shit off and can actually be somewhat entertaining about it, because sometimes I talk about stuff and I know what I'm talking about. And I don't know if you guys also remember, I had a very big interview with a prevalent New Jersey radio station. I will not name the name, But let's just say I got that job, and that hopefully that will catapult me to bigger things. I was hired way back in mid to late August, and I've been working for them ever since, and I love what I do. It's a nice starting point for me in the industry, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I love what I do. And the last thing I want to talk about is this, man, because sometimes, this is no knock on my parents, but my parents often, even when I was trying to find a job, they would often fucking yell at me because it's like, oh, you're always playing that stupid game. You're always playing those stupid games and shit. I'm like, why don't you go get a job? And I was actually in the process of doing that, and they would tell me, oh, you can't do shit like this forever. Well, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I mean, doing stuff like YouTube and playing video games, it's more than just it's a way to kill time, but it's also a way that makes me happy and keeps me sane, because I guess this is maybe a previous generation thing, but at least for me anyway, at least I think it is, where it's like, oh, you're too busy playing those stupid games. Well, sometimes there's a saying that goes, all work and no play makes so-and-so a dull boy. And that's basically what I feel like. If I don't have days or at least parts of the day where I'm making a video or talking or making a commentary, playing a game, no matter what game it is, I lose it. I have a shit day because I just have nothing to fucking do. I can watch stuff on DVR, but what are you going to do after that? What happens when all the shows run out on DVR? What the fuck are you going to do? I enjoy going and talking and making videos and playing games with my friends and talking all this shit imaginable. Like, I love doing that stuff. So, I guess if it's anything you take away from my 8-year anniversary video, oftentimes, I don't want to get all sappy and shit, but do what you love. If you enjoy what you do, keep doing it, no matter what people say about it, and make yourself happy. Within reason, of course, because there are limits to that sort of thing, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, is this that just do what you love, and like YouTube or playing video games, and make a hobby out of it. Don't let it consume your life, but do what you love and run with it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 8-year journey of Edge0626. Thank you all for watching. The montage is coming up next, and this one is fucking alpha as fuck. See you guys then.